What do you think would happen if all of the trees in the rainforest were cut down, or if chemicals were spilled in a river, or if snow and rainfall increased drastically? These are some of the many topics that are studied in the field of environmental science. Overall, environmental science is the field of science that studies the interactions of the physical, chemical, and biological components of the environment, and also the relationships and effects of these components with the organisms in the environment. The field of environmental science can be divided into three main goals, which are to learn how the natural world works, to understand how we as humans interact with the environment, and also to determine how we affect the environment. The third goal of determining how humans affect the environment also includes finding ways to deal with these effects on the environment. Environmental science is also referred to as an interdisciplinary field because it incorporates information and ideas from multiple disciplines. Within the natural sciences, such fields as biology, chemistry, and geology are included in environmental science. When most people think of environmental science, they think of these natural science aspects. But what makes environmental science such a complex and broad field is that it also includes fields from the social sciences and the humanities. The social science fields that are incorporated into environmental science include geography, economics, and political science. Philosophy and ethics are the two fields within the humanities that are also included in environmental science. By combining aspects of the natural sciences, social sciences, and the humanities, the field of environmental science can cover more concepts and also examine problems and topics from many different points of view. At this current time, the world around us is changing at a very rapid pace. Some changes are beneficial, but many of the changes are causing damage to our planet. The field of environmental science is a valuable resource for learning more about these changes and how they affect the world we live in. Let's examine a major change that is currently occurring and its relationship to environmental science. The large change is the dramatic increase in the number of humans on Earth. For most of human history, the population has been less than 1 million people, but the current population has skyrocketed to over 7 billion people. This equals out to 7,000 times more people. Due to this increase in the human population, there has also been an increase in pressure on the natural resources and ecosystem services that we rely on for survival. Natural resources include a variety of substances and energy sources that we take from the environment and use. Natural resources can be divided into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable natural resources are substances that can be replenished over a period of time, such as sunlight, wind, soil, and timber. On the other hand, non-renewable natural resources are substances that are in finite supply and will run out. Non-renewable resources include minerals and crude oils. Due to the increase in the human population, natural resources are being used up at a more rapid rate than in the past. Although renewable natural resources can be replenished, when they are used too rapidly, they cannot be replenished fast enough to meet human demand. Even worse, when non-renewable natural resources are used too rapidly, they become closer to running out completely and being gone forever. Natural resources have been referred to as the merchandise produced by the environment. And in this respect, ecosystem services are the facilities that we rely on to help produce the merchandise. Ecosystem services are the environment's natural processes that provide us with the resources we need to support life. Common ecosystem services include water and air purification, nutrient cycling, climate regulation, pollinating of plants, and the recycling of waste. Just like some natural resources, ecosystem services are also limited and can be used up if not regulated. Now let's tie it together and think about population growth and its influence on both natural resources and ecosystem services. As the human population increases and natural resources and ecosystem services are used rapidly and potentially degraded, the future of humans on Earth is in jeopardy. This is one major example of why environmental science is important and valuable. By studying what is happening in the environment, how humans are affecting it, and how it is changing, it may be possible to develop solutions to our depletion of natural resources and ecosystem services. Without the study of environmental science and the development of solutions to environmental problems, it would be likely that resources would run out and the existence of humans on Earth might be limited. There is often much confusion about the difference between environmental science and environmentalism. Although both focus on the environment, it is important to understand the difference. As we have previously learned, environmental science is the field of science that studies the interactions of the physical, chemical, and biological components of the environment and the relationships and effects of these components with the organisms within the environment. The key words here are a field of science, because this demonstrates that environmental science is rooted in scientific investigation and knowledge. Environmentalism, on the other hand, is not necessarily based on science. Environmentalism is a social movement which is based on political and ethical views of the environment. Most environmentalists are people who are dedicated to protecting the environment and the resources it provides to ensure life for all species. Although environmental scientists and environmentalists may have a similar passion for the world we live in, they differ in the way they approach and address their passion. Now, let's review the basics of environmental science. Environmental science is the field of science that studies the interactions of the physical, chemical, and biological components of the environment, and also the relationships and effects of these components with the organisms in the environment. Environmental science is a very broad science field that strives to answer questions about how the natural world functions, how humans interact with the environment, and also how humans influence their environment. In particular, environmental science is used to study how humans utilize renewable natural resources, which are substances that can be replenished over a period of time, such as sunlight and timber, and also how humans use non-renewable resources, which are substances that are in finite supply and will run out, such as crude oil and minerals. The field of environmental science is very interdisciplinary and includes many different specific fields. By combining many different disciplines, those that study environmental science can gain more insight into the environment and obtain a better understanding of environmental problems and possible solutions to these problems. Environmental science is a very collaborative field, with people from many different fields working together to ensure the future of our environment and our entire planet.